So Cy is going to tie up Chief, cross tie him here in the breezeway. Here's the other lead rope. And then he's going to give him a little relaxation shot, because Chief acts a fool sometimes and he just doesn't know how to behave. So rather than Cy having to fight with him, he just goes ahead and gives him a little shot. And it calms him right down. And it only lasts, hush up, Roy. It only lasts for like maybe 30 minutes or so. Cy, what would you say the length of the shot lasts on these horses? What, about 30 or 40 minutes?
Yeah, sometimes 15, depending on how they take it.
Yeah.
Usually about 30 to 45.
Yeah. See how fast that was? And that'll just relax him down here just real quick. He'll just start being relaxed almost immediately. Then Cy's got to pull his old shoes off. And he gets his foot up there on his little, what do you call that thing that you got his foot on?
Braking stand.
A braking stand?
Finish stand, braking stand.
Finish stand, braking stand, he says. So he nips and breaks all those nails and then takes that shoe off. And then he's got to trim his hoof up and clean his hoof out, all that stuff. Yeah, wouldn't you say that being a blacksmith or a farrier is almost a lost art these days?
Yeah, done correctly. A lot of people know how to do it partly. Nobody wants to do it anymore.
It's hard work. You know, I mean, can you imagine how hard it is on a farrier's back and knees to bend over like that all day long, every day? And how many horses do you think you do each day, Cy?
Between 15 and 20.
15 to 20 times a day he does this. 15 to 20 different horses.
100 a week.
About 100 a week, he says. That's amazing. Wow. Well, I know I'm sure glad I found you, Cy. You do excellent work. I know you're in big demand. I'm sorry I got out of the loop last month, but I'm glad I'm back in now.
It happens.
Yes, it does happen. You need to get him a new shoe this time?
That'll be gone.
Yeah, so these shoes that he's taken off Chief now have worn out. See, look, see how they're, it's all, see how the tip, how thin it is? See, it's all worn out. So he's gonna have to make him up a new shoe. Let's see, what does his sign say? The code of the West: live each day with courage, take pride in your work, always finish what you start, do what has to be done, be tough, but be fair. When you make a promise, keep it, ride for the brand, talk less, say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, know where to draw the line. Yep, the code of the West. I love that. And this is his shop on wheels. He has everything you can imagine. And then this is a chart of foot and hoof anatomy. So, see all the different shapes and the way that the cannon bone is and the hoof is in the horse's legs. How often do you have to get a new pair of chaps built?
Well, I've had these for 2 years, but I get these pieces right here put on about every 4 to 5 months.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, because they wear out from...
Wear out,
Yeah. Wow.
I just have these replaced. I try not to replace the whole thing. I finally got them broke in.
Kind of like broke-in boots.
Yeah.
Did you ever buy any boots from old Clark over at Broke-In Boots?
I get all my boots from Beck.
Oh, I don't know Beck.
Beck is in Amarillo. They make custom boots.
Oh, I see. Now see, he's fitting that hook, that shoe, correct, right to his shape of his hoof. And he has to... back in the olden days, didn't they warm the shoes up? Like, I remember old L.C. Causey out at the Circle L back in the day. He had a little wagon that he pulled behind him, and it was his pit. Yeah, his forge. Oh. But he would have, you know, the hot coals going.
Oh, yeah. Smoke coming out of them.
Yeah, and he would warm them up, and then he had a little bucket of water he'd dip them down in, you know, and...
That's what that's for, and that's what that bucket's for.
Oh, okay.
I just don't hot shoe much.
Oh, you don't hot shoe much?
Wrong state.
Yeah, it's too hot here in Texas, right?
Well, the feet don't actually need it here as bad as it does like in New Mexico or Arizona.
Oh, I see. Professional horseshoeing. Huh. I like that on your shirt. So what would you call the shape of your cowboy hat?
A mixture between a Mississippi cowboy and a Texas style.
Okay. Texas and Mississippi style.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what Mr. Mike calls it. The guy that does my hats.
Okay. So how would you say that then? Miss Texas?
Oh, no.
Texasippi?
Yeah. He never shaped the hat like this until I came about.
Oh. Well, I like it. I like its style. I really do. Would you say that Chief's hoof wall is thin?
No.
Would you say he's got good walls?
Yes. He does.
And the reason for shoeing his front feet is because we had a problem with laminitis. Is that what we decided?
Yes.
And so because the shape of his hooves were causing him to have pain in his, what, cannon bones or his pastern?
Coffin bone.
The coffin bone.
With rotating.
And so...
Causing sole pressure.
Sole pressure. So we decided to go ahead and put shoes on Chief's front feet, hooves, and it corrected the problem, didn't it?
Pretty much.
It sure did. Because he hasn't been lame since. See how relaxed Chief is? He's almost got his eyes closed. So once you put the shoe on there, then you trim off the toe, right?
Not necessarily. Just on him because it's been so long. It was just easier for me to go that way. A lot of times I don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
This time it was just easier for me to set the shoe where I wanted it and then trim off the toe.
I see.
But usually I don't have to because I don't have that much toe to take.
Right. So you recommend that a horse's hooves be trimmed every 6 weeks?
Yep.
And we let this go, what, 8 weeks this time?
Probably at least.
Yeah, 8 or 9 weeks, so they're way overdue. I got out of rotation a while back. I had to miss an appointment, and then I guess you just got real busy, and then what would we have, the holiday, or I don't know what all. We just got out of rotation, so I'm sure glad he's here today. But now you see the finished product there. See how he's gotten his hoof all trimmed and cleaned up like he's gotten a pedicure. See how he puts his hoof right through his legs and then puts it on that. What do you call that thing again?
This here is a cradle.
Oh, that's the cradle. That's where he rests his hooves so that he can... Uh-oh, what happened to your finger? Did you smash it?
Slid it on a horse hoof yesterday.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Bet that smarted.
It hurt.
Yep. See how he cuts all those little nails off? Yep. And what is that one called again?
Breaking stand, finish stand.
Breaking stand, finish stand. So see how he trims all those nails off of each one of those nails that he had. And so people might ask, Cy,
Yes.
How does it not hurt their hooves when you nail into their hoof?
Because I don't nail in live tissue.
You don't nail into live tissue? See how ornery he gets? He's much worse if he didn't give him a shot of relaxation medicine. What's that drug called that you give him intravenously?
Xylazine.
Xylazine?
Yep, xylazine. Short acting.
It's short acting. What is it? Like a
Sedative.
a sedative, short acting. And so you have a lot of experience with horses, and you were married to a woman who was a veterinarian for a long time, weren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
So he got to learn all about medicines and all kinds of ailments with horses. And then also, didn't you grow up on a big ranch in Mississippi?
I grew up on cattle and soybean.
Cattle and soybean in Mississippi. How many head of cattle did y'all have?
A couple hundred head of mama cows, and just depending on the year, how many feeder steers.
Oh wow, that's a lot of hooves. Did you raise beef cattle?
Yes.
Were they black Angus?
Black and red.
Black and red Angus.
Yep, ran a Angus kind of herd, Angus cross herd. Most of my life.
Is that where you learned to rope?
Yeah.
Rope and ride. I think there's a song about roping and riding. A couple of them.
Yeah, learned to rope there. Learned everything I about know there.
Right. Does your dad still have the ranch?
Yes. Doesn't farm it anymore. Bales hay on it a little bit, got a few cows, retired.
Yeah. It's hard work to be a cattle rancher, isn't it? It's very hard work.
Nowadays.
You can't find any good help anymore either, can you?
Nobody wants to work, everybody wants to rob you.
That's right. And he'll bring that forward, put it back in the cradle, and then he'll trim it up real nice and get it all smooth and shaped up real good. Yeah, this has always been so interesting to me, how the farriers, blacksmiths do this. I mean, if you're a horse lover like I am, you have to have a good farrier in your world. If you don't, your horse's hooves and their legs, they just go bad. And that's what happened to Chief, I believe, because I didn't have a good farrier. I had one for a long time, Ben Crenshaw, but he just got real big, and he started doing all these big ranches around here, and he didn't have time for two little old horses. And so I got out of his world, if you will, and then I let my horse's hooves go for, gosh, way too long. And that's when Chief started having problems, and thankfully I found Cy. My daughter Marquette had a friend that told her about Cy, and so I was able to find Cy through a friend of a friend of a friend. So glad I did. He's really great at what he does. What are you barking at over here? What are you barking at? Y'all better hush. Stay down, Roy. Stay down. Let me give them another treat. They're being good for the most part. They don't get to see people very often. Here you go. Here's you a treat. Yep. He's really, and you know what I'll do with these leftover pieces of his hoof? The horse hooves are good for the dogs. They like to chew on them. Don't most dogs like to eat on the hooves?
Yes.
They like to chew them.
Yeah, they like it.
Now for the last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you nip those nails, the head of those nails, and then you'll raise his foot up and pull that old hoof off, that old shoe off. Yep. Puts the hoof in the cradle, and then he pulls that old shoe off. And then cleans it out. And trims it up. Those are called nippers, right?
Yes.
Do you ever have to sharpen them?
I get 4 to 6 months out of them, and I send them off and have them sharpened.
Oh. Yeah, I would imagine you have to keep your tools in good working order or sharpened, like your knives and stuff.
I sharpen my knife daily,
Oh.
sometimes twice a day.
Oh, I bet. Is there a special name? Is there a special name for that trimming knife that you have that cuts the frog? Yeah, what's that called?
Hoof knife.
That's called a hoof knife. Oh, and that one?
The loop knife.
What's the loop knife do?
Cuts the frog.
Oh.
If I want to come in here and clean the frog real good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see it now, yeah. Oh, wow. You better go lay down over there. I keep my pups in a stall. I let them out during the day when I'm down here and stuff, but these were puppies that somebody dropped off in front of my house a couple of years ago, and I don't have a fenced-in yard, so I can't let them out and just run like some people do out in the country. I'm on a busy street, and I don't have any fencing, and so I can't let them just run wild. I mean, they do run, but I'm down here when they do. And then I've also leash trained them, and I keep their stall really clean and nice, and bedding in there for them, and fresh water twice a day, a fan, keep a fan on them, and yeah, I do really good. They have toys. They're happy. They're happy. Get down, Roy. Get down, Blanca. Go lay down. So, where's your favorite watering hole around these parts?
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't really have one.
Oh.
I go to TXM if I want to have a drink.
TXM? That's in Lindale. That's over by Miranda Lambert's shop, and all in that new whole area that's been built up since Miranda basically put Lindale on the map. And so they built a whole bunch of new restaurants over there, and they have live entertainment. And is it pretty good food over there?
Most of the time. They got a few new things. I don't eat there much. Yeah, what I do eat there, I like.
No. When you do eat there, what do you have, a steak?
No. There's a a couple sandwiches on the menu I like. The quesadillas are good. The club sandwich is good.
Yeah.
The country fried steak's good.
Yeah, I had their country fried steak one time. I went up there and it was real good. It was very large. It was way too much food for me to eat in one sitting, that's for sure. But it was good. And I went up there to see, who was it? It was a pretty famous guy I went up there to see a couple of years back. Anyway, they have pretty good live music up there sometimes.
Yeah. Brisket Love usually has something every weekend.
Oh yeah, Brisket Love. I've only been in that place one time, and it's been, gosh, years ago. It was before they really started with the live entertainment much.